Hello there and welcome to Network Africa on Channels Television with me, Cynthia Are. Well, it's a brand new, exciting week with great possibilities, and we've got the lineup to prove it. First up, another Al Jazeera journalist gets arrested, and now he is a free man. And then Ghanaians are far from happy with the government's decision to destroy homes in a bid to prevent flooding. And grenade attacks kill 4 people in Burundi as the protests persist in the capital, Bujumbura. Again, it's a pleasure to have you join us on the program. Before we look at the top stories on the continent, let's have a quick look at the stories which made rounds over the weekend. Rebels in Mali have signed a peace deal with the government, offering partial autonomy to the north of the country. Tuareg-led rebels had refused to sign an initial peace agreement last month, but came on board after their demands were met by the government. Then the Cuban Five, also known as the 5 men who were jailed in the United States on spy charges, arrived in South Africa on Sunday, June the 21st, where they were welcomed by the ruling ANC party. According to local media, the visit will last almost 2 weeks, and the men traveled to thank South Africa for its support during their imprisonment.
We're celebrating that we're committing ourselves that the struggle continues because, yes, the Cuban Five are free. Yes, diplomatic discussion on established diplomatic relations are underway. Yes, we must still call for the lifting of the illegal blockade on Cuba. And that is the commitment we should be making here today as we welcome these comrades here.
Finally, a leading Al Jazeera journalist was arrested at a Berlin airport on Saturday, June the 20th. That was at the request of Egypt, and it's a move described by one lawyer as part of a crackdown by Cairo on the channel. International lawyer Saad Jabbar said Ahmed Mansour, one of the most senior journalists on the channel's Arabic service, had been abruptly and unexpectedly arrested in Germany. Well, now we've got updates for you concerning the arrest of Ahmed Mansour, the Al Jazeera journalist you just saw in that report. He is now a free man, but just before that happened, Mr. Mansour's arrest sparked protests in Berlin, specifically outside of the state prosecutor's office, calling for his release after being arrested at one of the city's airports on Saturday, June the 20th, on an arrest warrant from Egypt.
My criticism and the government here in Germany and Frau Merkel especially, that she tolerates such a situation when a journalist and free journalists have to be arrested only because of his opinion, because of his work, which he's doing all the time to explore the bad situation in Egypt and the attack of human rights and freedom of speech and journalism and all these things have been attacked in Egypt in a bad way, and not for this. I cannot understand how Frau Merkel tolerate that and still are keeping the arresting of Mr. Ahmed Mansour for more than 2 days now.
It looks like the protests paid off, but for more details on that matter, we're joined from Doha by a senior executive in the communications department for Al Jazeera. I'm referring to Mr. Hassan Patel. Mr. Patel, thank you very much for joining us on Network Africa.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're always glad to have you. Well, this is actually great news for your colleague, Ahmed Mansour. What led to his release?
Pressure from diplomats, politicians, NGOs, thousands of people throughout the world signing petitions, the media talking about it, and also I think the Germans understanding that you can't just arrest someone on a trumped-up charge that has no basis whatsoever from Interpol's own standing, and I think that all helped for Ahmed Mansour to now become a free man.
Now, there is a statement that I think was made by one of your legal representatives which says, or which suggests, that there is a crackdown on Al Jazeera by Cairo. Are you in support of that statement?
Well, at the end of the day, Cairo has learned one thing, that you can't just tell the world what to do. The world values the freedom of the press, and that's what the German authorities did, and Ahmad Mansour is a free man. Ultimately, media is a free expression, and Ahmad was doing his job, and they arrested him on false charges, and that didn't help. And what matters to us is the fact that he's free now. And Cairo should understand that you can't just lock people up or expect people to follow your ways just because you say so.
Well, finally, Mr. Patel, you did mention earlier that pressure led to Mr. Mansour's release. There has also been pressure concerning the trio of Peter Greste, Mohamed Fahmy, and Bahir Mohammed. Now, I think on Thursday, that's June 25th, they're due for another retrial. There has been pressure in that case. Do you think it will finally pay off when that day comes?
We're optimistic, we're hopeful. At the end of the day, all we can do is present the arguments, have the world's media support us, have the people support us, NGOs, politicians, diplomats, and hopefully justice will prevail. Bahir Mohammed, Mohamed Fahmy, and Peter Greste. And I think today's arrangement of what took place with Ahmad Mansour shows that if you're right, you do tend to get slightly far ahead in life.
Oh, indeed, we are very thankful for your time as always, Mr. Hassan Patel. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Bye-bye.
Bye. Now, Mr. Hassan Patel is the senior executive in the communications department for Al Jazeera reporting from Doha. Coming up on the program, Ghanaians are far from pleased with the government's decision to destroy their homes in order to prevent floods. Details in a moment. Please stay with us.